Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. How we doing? How's the setup, Steak? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is. I tweeted this last night. I sent like a proper football tweet because I realized as my day was coming to an end, my Sunday. I should be a little bit more specific because that's important. I realized this is one of the last few remaining Sundays where we're not going to be either, sweating football, having regrets about our bets in football, or happy about our results in football. And I started to go through kind of like the progressions of what makes me most angry during the football season and what I'm very thankful for in that moment yesterday that I didn't have to deal with. And it was kind of a beautiful moment because it's like we're not that we're going to war, but like we're about to embark on a very, very long journey. And in a weird way, I wanted to appreciate the last few days we have with no football. Am I making sense of what I'm saying?
It's an interesting way to look at it. I don't hate it. Some people
like,
will hate it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, but like it's not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a good thing because football season's really long.
Mm-hmm.
From the end of August till February, we have football.
Feels short though, dude.
It really does. It feels so much shorter compared to baseball season. But anyways, it's on that note, we're gonna talk football today. I wanted everybody to be prepared because we haven't really outlined our schedule, but we'll do that moving forward so people kind of know what to expect. But we've done a pretty good job, I think, the last 2 weeks. Is that a handlebar stash? Not really. I just didn't trim enough. My wife loves the mustache. And I was getting too hairy. Steak, you just saw me the other night. Like my beard was too beardy.
I thought it looked fine, but I like what you got going on here, to be honest.
Well, I told her, I said, hey, I'm about to trim my beard. Speak now if you want the stash or not. And she said, stash. And I was like, all right, we'll deliver the stash. I gotta say, I don't know that like some days I like it. Some days I kind of feel like it's a little try hard. Does that make sense? Like like having a mustache is like kind of a fatty thing. And I feel like
I've seen try hard mustaches for sure. You don't have one right now.
Okay. All right. I feel like you would be honest with me if I did. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. But anyways, it's Monday. It's August 4th. Like football is getting very, very real. And I don't know if anybody's actually pressed any buttons or placed any wagers. I'm sure Corn has. I'm sure the Sharps have, trying to get down and beat the market. I've only placed my player award futures. And but it's starting to get to the point where I think we have to start putting some money on some season props, on some win totals, on some division winners, whatever the fuck we want to do. But then at the same time, you just tweeted it about the Buffalo Bills. We got injuries coming out left and right. Khalil Shakir out 4 to 6 weeks. And then I started having like almost this nervous sweats about my Ashton Jeanty week 1 POD to score a touchdown. I'm like, Jesus, if this happens and I see Jeanty's hurt, I'm going to be really sad. So I'm still pausing. I'm keeping my foot on the brakes, but nevertheless, we're going to dive in and we're going to talk NFC South today. I already got it up on the board. I guess I can tweet it or turn my thing a little bit more. Steak, how was your weekend? Did you have fun betting baseball?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not having any fun. I'm very close to quitting.
Your Red Sox are really good.
The Red Sox are really good. Yeah, I need to put in a World Series ticket or something. So I don't want to commit suicide if they win the World Series and I don't have a ticket,
It's is that one of your takes? Like you think the Red Sox are capable of winning a World Series?
I think they're capable of getting out of the AL because the AL sucks.
The AL sucks. Okay, I guess that's fair. The favorite, not that we're going to talk too much baseball right now. We will talk about the board at the end. But the Yankees got swept by the Marlins. I think you had the Marlins in one of those 3 games?
Yeah.
Okay, so they treated you well. I love to see that because I love when the Yankees get swept, and the Fish are very fun. Real quick, let's say hello to some people. Bad Guy, first commenter in the YouTube chat. Good morning, Bad Guy, who's actually a good guy. Go Falcons. Yuck. Yeah. What's up? 17-16. That's right. Best call you'll see me have all year. Highest scoring game of the season was indeed the highest scoring game of the season.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. You know what wasn't awesome? You know exactly what I would have done if I had the ability to, and I would have laddered the fuck out of it. I would have put even 0.25 units, which is $25.
That's hard. That's why we can't have them as a sponsor, dude. They're crooks.
I know, but maybe if we did have Hard Rock as a sponsor, maybe we could get them to come around on being like, dude, Can you fucking offer some legitimate alt lines? It's actually a joke.
It's a joke,
No.
dude. Hard Rock is a joke.
I will tell you the truth, though. I put 3 units on the over 11.5. I put 1 unit on over 12.5, and I put half a unit on over 13.5. But Steak, I started looking at it, and on Picket, it shows like your ladder scenario. It said, worst case, lose $450. Best case, win $440. And I looked at that and I realized, I said, you know what? This is a stupid outcome for a ladder.
Correct.
And it's not my fault. It's Hard Rock's fault. I want to fucking ladder this over. And so many people were disappointed because they're like, DJ, how much did you ladder it up to? I hope you had a bunch of alts. Hard Rock had 3 fucking options to bet the total. Over 13.5 was like plus 140. Absolute joke. So no, I didn't ladder it, but it was a great call nonetheless. Hold on. Let's say hi to some people. What's up, Joey Dumps? Good to see you. Morning, Equity Rise. Morning, let's have a week. Yep, WDJ Play of the Year. Thank you. 10-4s. Is that a handlebar? We already did that. I don't know if I'm back, but we did. I got a little bounce to go my way with the Orioles. Single bullet. Single bullet might be my way to go. Even though I'm trying to go 3 plays, 2 and 1 or better, might have to go single bullet. What's up, I Torres? What's up, DJ and Steak? I DM'd a couple energy drink brands for the sponsorship last night. Quantitative, thank you. Not the biggest energy drink guys, but I would be down for an energy drink as a sponsor, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll fucking put poison into my body for a sponsorship. Absolutely.
Me too. I mean, I do worse shit. I had a cigarette or two this weekend. Had some Copenhagen. I'm so done with MLB for the 10th time. Yep. I would have done horrible things yesterday to have Scott Hansen pull up the quad box for 2-minute warning. Yep. You should handlebar stash. Too beardy. Under Saints win total. We'll talk about that. Scared money doesn't make money. Nope, it doesn't. You need to tell Snowman. Yeah, Snowman's fucking on fire. Did you see Steak? He had under or he had over on Chase Burns' K's.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, that's the same bet Parker from Pickett texted us about, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's like a publicity thing at that point. When you see books refunding it, you really want to be the books that don't. That's what I never understand. It's like you want to be the shitty books that don't do what some other books are doing. It's like almost like once one does it, they all have to. That's my opinion.
I probably have a pretty unpopular take because I am anti can be refund.
I know you are. This is a little different, but I understand your take.
That's what I'm going to get at. I actually, and I'm not even just saying that's because we like Snowman and Snowman's our guy. I think out of all the times the refund police have had gripes, this is the most legitimate.
Yeah, me too. That's what I think.
This is stupid. And, like, I see people out there retweeting and posting tweets about like, oh, if you didn't want to take the risk, you should have seen the weather and should have realized it's in a NASCAR thing. I'm not with that. And usually I align with all these people that are tweeting that. It's like you bet the over on a game that had really bad weather. You should have known that this was possible. Yeah, but that whole thing sucked. Did you follow that on Twitter? That was like a fire fest.
Yeah, for baseball. Did. Yeah, pretty bad.
I gotta tell you, I like seeing sporting events live. I know you do as well. It's not like necessarily my favorite as I get older, but I love going to baseball games. But like football and shit, I'd rather probably watch it at a sports book or on the couch. I don't know that I really had any desire. I would have any desire to go watch a baseball game in a NASCAR stadium.
It looked pretty cool, man. It looked pretty.
It did look cool.
Yeah, and like this is not what you're asking, so this is kind of going to be like blabbering, but I've never been to Bristol. I think Tennessee's very cool. I like the idea of making a trip out of that. Like if I would have heard about it like a year in advance, I don't know. It felt like a very cool trip in my opinion.
Okay. Proper Padge agrees with you. Bristol is the only one it would work. I think my thinking is, aren't you so far from the stadium or from the field? Like how can you even really tell what's happening?
I saw the video you reposted, hilarious tweet by the way, and it did kind of look like that. But once again, it looked pretty fucking cool, man.
Bristol Drac is groated. Okay, I have been to the Daytona 500. I'm not the biggest NASCAR guy. Are you a NASCAR guy?
Baseball at Daytona International Speedway would be a fucking clown show. I'm not a NASCAR guy, but obviously I grew up in Volusia County, so I know about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you're kind of making me. I think that tweet was hilarious though. If they actually had a race going on during the game, that would be fucking cool.
So funny, how great!
I don't understand how you run out of things that early. Like I don't get that. I mean, obviously that's MLB's fault. But it kind of reminded me one time where I went to see Stone Temple Pilots, and Stone Temple Pilots had an opener, and they were in Tampa at the amphitheater, and the opener typically played like, I don't know, 5-6 songs. Well, the opener was playing for like well over an hour. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Long story short, and you don't hear me say that very often, Stone Temple Pilots, the lead singer Scott Weiland, RIP, he was fucked up. And he never even made it from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa because he got so fucked up he went to the hospital. Instead of just canceling the show, they went on and everybody was there. I mean, we got there, an hour before. Everybody's buying drinks. People are buying merch, $80 fucking t-shirts and everything. Stone Temple Pilots never came on. I almost feel like MLB was like, let's just try to get something out of this. Everybody's here. The game probably has no business being played, but let's get in here and let's just get whatever kind of sales we can. Scummy move.
Scummy for sure. Scummy about the Stone Temple Pilots too. Jesus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was when MySpace was a thing. Yeah. I'm fucking old. I went on MySpace the day after and people were posting on their MySpace page. One guy was like, I fucking had to pay for a babysitter. I booked a hotel from Jacksonville. I drove down from Jacksonville, had to pay for gas. You don't get any of that money back.
Did you have a top 8 on MySpace?
What's that?
Did you have a top 8 on MySpace?
I don't remember that. I don't really remember that.
You're at top 8 friends on your MySpace?
Oh, no, I never got super into MySpace. I just kind of used it every now and then.
Damn, dude, you missed the top 8 days. That's crazy.
I know. There's a couple things that we do want to recap, by the way, before we get into it. If you're watching on Twitch, I see where you got 80 people on here already. Make sure you're following the Twitch page. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube page. Also, you guys probably aren't going to like this, but it is what it is. Moving forward, we are going to go exclusively on Twitch and YouTube starting at 10:30. All right. So if you're on Twitter, we appreciate you hanging out. But you're going to have to come over to YouTube. You're going to have to come over to Twitch after 10:30 when we start talking NFC South preview. And what else are we going to do? Oh, we're going to talk baseball. But for now, we're going to recap a little bit. We got a sub bang coming in. Prime Bet subbed 3 days ago. Appreciate you, Prime, 14 months. Lieutenant Goose, you've been around a long time, 30 months. We appreciate you. Zach Brownlee. I don't know if it's Zach, by the way. It's Z Brownlee, 118.
It is.
For 18 months. Yep. W. Tom was always your first friend. Yep. Snack says, place all your season-long wagers on Labor Day. You don't care about the number anyways. That's a very, very good point. Joey Dub says, you both would be on mine. Top 8. I appreciate that. Thank you. Lieutenant Goose said they didn't want to give up the national broadcast window.
The problem for me, dude, is I have 8 sisters. And so it's like, you're going to put all your sisters on there. You can't put one of your sisters on there. So it's like all 8 of your sisters or none of them. So shit got kind of awkward for me.
Do you, not naming names?
Yeah.
Do you have like one sister that you don't really want to get a beer with?
No.
All of them are cool?
They're all cool. They're all cool and they all like to drink. I definitely don't have one. I wouldn't get a
okay. I even though I know you're a really nice guy and you have a tough time being critical of anything, I think you're telling the truth because I think I've met just about all your sisters and they do rock.
Yeah. No, they're cool. I do have a brother. I have one brother, Snacks.
Oh, would you not want it? No, I'm just kidding. Your brother fucking rules. Yeah. Your parents was jumping him out. Holy, yep. Corp answer.
Yeah. There's a Corp answer. It's like an interview during the Super Bowl.
Got to give DC Betts his flowers, by the way. Don't let Chewy or GRP know
that. Maybe we'll take the heat off my wife, DC.
Yeah. All right, Steak, let's go through a couple things. There's not much that happened over the weekend. I don't think we really need to recap too much baseball. I'm never going to have a better call probably in the next few years of my betting career as the over in the Pirates game. So I'm going to let that one simmer for as long as possible. I'm just seeing 8 steaks and a wig with jerseys, bro. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. But there was some football things going on. We've been posting a few clips. We talked about the Titans. It's got some good banter going on. Shout out TikTok, by the way. TikTok is a great place for like tutorial things. Like, I don't know if you've used it for that before, but like little hacks or even like cooking shit. But I've realized that posting videos on Twitter don't really do much. Like a tweet will do a lot more, obviously, like some words and some thoughts will create some banter. But the TikTok banter is actually great. The Jags video and the Titans video, also in the Terry McLaurin video. I love seeing what people comment and then what people reply to other people. I have to say, TikTokers, I'm not going to say they're on the same level of Redditors in terms of like good takes or intelligence or anything. Like, I feel like smart people are on Reddit, maybe also extremely lib. I don't know. That's just what people say. You're on TikTok maybe a little bit more than me. Is this surprising to you?
No, I know always TikTok's a good place for sports. I think I've been telling you that for a while.
Yeah.
Here's the thing you got to remember though, it's kids. So like I don't necessarily think TikTok has better sports takes, but I do think there's a lot of people on TikTok that love sports, but like they'll be on TikTok like name a random wide receiver and they'll be like Roddy White.
Yeah, that's
Name a random running back and it's fucking
Matt Forte.
Arian Foster. Yeah, Matt Forte. There was a big tweet about that, and that honestly made me want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah, in GTA, I think you have to be careful with.
I think I'd want to jump off a real bridge. Maybe I'd survive. Maybe I'm a thrill seeker, but it's not anything, you know.
That's true. I think in Twitch you have to be careful with that stuff though. So that's why people always say that. So I'll just follow it up with it. All right. Well, so we talked about that last week, but we haven't discussed Micah Parsons. So I don't understand really what's going on, but I have a thought on this. Okay. I have no issue with a guy like Micah Parsons wanting to get paid. All right. I don't know the ins and outs and details. You were well equipped with information on Terry McLaurin. Do you know what's going on, how much he wants, how much they're willing to pay, and why they're not coming to terms, or why they haven't come to terms yet?
This is different than Terry McLaurin for a lot of reasons. One, there's no age concern with Micah Parsons. Two, he should get paid whatever the fuck he wants to get paid in the realm of possibility. Jerry Jones is just an idiot. This is what Jerry Jones does. It almost feels like he gets off on this type of stuff. Like Jerry Jones likes his star player being disgruntled more than I feel like he would like winning a Super Bowl. Not that he would know because he doesn't win any of those. But yeah, I just think Jerry Jones got a weird fetish for this stuff. You should pay Micah Parsons whatever the fuck Micah Parsons wants to get paid, and you should do it right fucking now.
That's what I don't understand. You have a lot of money. You know, you're not the Tampa Bay Rays. You're the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has a lot of money. He's not some like new owner. He's been around a long time. Too long. I don't understand. I just looked it up. Jerry Jones is 82 years old. If I'm 82 years old and you're getting pretty close to like death, okay? Why would you want to haggle in your last few remaining years? Why would you want to haggle? Do you kind of understand what I'm saying? Let me keep going a little bit. Why would you, as an 82-year-old, rather trade a guy like Micah Parsons for picks? Why would you want draft picks? Why would you want?
Man, I think this is what he lives for, dude. I think this is what he lives for,
dude. If I were 82 years old and I'm on my last remaining years, first of all, if I hit 82, I'll take that any day, any fucking day. But if I'm my last remaining years and I own a football team and I got a guy like Micah Parsons on my team, I'm paying him whatever he wants. Whatever he wants.
Yeah. And Micah Parsons whatever he wants.
And I don't understand. I just don't even understand. It's like, this is what I don't like about old people making decisions like this. Really, really old people. There has to be a cutoff, because at some point you're just senile. Like, there's got to be actually something wrong with you, or it's like an egotistical thing. But it's like, bro, just fucking pay one of your best players on your team. Is there any defense for Jerry in this situation? That's what I'm unsure of, and that's why I like to bring it up on here. Obviously, get your thoughts, but the chat too. Like, I'm trying to play devil's advocate. What would be the defense for Jerry Jones here?
I don't know, but I have a question, because you just said he was 82. I didn't really know how old he was, but he looks like a corpse, and he's like the only guy I can think of that's operating in business at 82 years old, where you're like, damn, I thought he was older. Like, I don't think Jerry Jones looks a day under 90 years old.
No, he doesn't. He's looking like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like, he's the only person I've ever seen where you're like, they could be 106.
Yeah, you've been saying this, and Zanman agrees. He says he literally gets off on having his players and staff unhappy. Proper Patch, by the way, Proper Patch buzzing in the chat. Appreciate you. He thinks he's getting ripped off and wants to make a good deal, which he isn't. Right. He's not one of the best. He is the best player on the Cowboys. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you compare Micah Parsons at defensive end to CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver, is it Micah Parsons?
It's very close. It's absolutely worth talking about for sure,
Yeah.
because CeeDee Lamb is at minimum a top 5 receiver, but I think a lot of people would tell you he's a top 3 receiver.
So, like, this is an interesting point. Robert Kraft was really old, but I don't know that Robert Kraft, like, it felt like the Patriots never really had guys like this outside of Tom Brady, but there wasn't like a contract dispute with Tom Brady, was it?
Nah, Robert Kraft isn't as bad. I don't even know if you could be comparing Robert Kraft to fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Higher Destiny
Kraft has a different kink, and it's not negotiations. I'll tell you that right now.
Boing. All right. Well, I feel bad for Sandy Plaschkes. Okay, our guy over at Owner's Box. He's got the over Dallas Cowboys win total hammered. If they don't have Micah Parsons, I mean, that's going to be very, very bad. I do have Dak Prescott punched in of season yards leader. That's about it. And I'll take that straight as well. But what do you think? The last thing I want to ask you about this steak, I was listening to Pardon My Take. They were talking about how he kind of did this last year with CeeDee Lamb. It was like, oh, they're not going to get a deal done with CeeDee. And then they did it, and it was like right before week 1. Do you think there is anything going on where they want to steal the headline from the Eagles getting their rings, and a deal with Micah Parsons has been done? Like, is it a little bit more like WWE theatrics?
That would be the most loser shit ever, but wouldn't surprise me with the Dallas Cowboys. But we still got 31 days until the Eagles get their rings. So no, I don't think they're doing a good job, because they can't drag this out and make people interested in it for 31 more days. I think the NFL is already getting into a dangerous spot where before the season drama with the holdouts is becoming less interesting, because these guys never go anywhere. Like Brandon Ayuk didn't go anywhere. No one really believes Terry McLaurin's going anywhere, I don't think. And I definitely Micah Parsons is minus 350 to go back to the Cowboys. So it's like these trade request things are kind of phony these days. I'm already not super interested, but I just want to say, well, I have 2 things to say. Fuck Sandy Plaschkes. You don't feel bad for him for betting the fucking over on the Cowboys. That's crazy. Number 2, is his last name really Plaschkes?
I have no idea.
Isn't that the guy from Around the Horn? Bill Plaschke?
Oh yeah.
Wonder if they're related. Was Bill Plaschke Canadian?
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
That's what you were wondering?
Yeah.
Join us live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm just letting the good people know that we are on youtube.com at the DGen Weekly, and Twitch. We are at twitch.tv / the Degenerate Weekly. Yeah, you're right though. I'm not going to feel bad for Sandy. That's a stupid ass wager. But again, it's one of those things. I don't know. Like, I'm going to still wait. Somebody said it. I think it was Snacks. I'm just going to wait until Labor Day, till the last second, because I'm not getting the fucking best number anyway. Yes, he is born and raised. Very funny. Sandy actually isn't Canadian. Oh yeah, that's right. He's American. I don't know many Americans that go to Canada and like full on take on the
This is getting suspicious.
I heard. What's that?
We got more sub bangs?
Yeah, we did. Slim Smith, 7 months. Appreciate you, Slim Smith. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Speaking of Pardon My Take, they were bringing up the Johnny Manziel drama with this guy Gilly. So I don't really know who this Gilly guy is, but he called out Cam Newton because apparently Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts have beef.
Beef.
Sorry. Cam Newton is criticizing Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and then it became like this internet debate about who's better.
Okay. Who do you think's better? It's hard.
I think I guess the correct answer is Cam Newton, but Cam Newton, I feel like, had a really short prime. And
yeah, true.
Jalen Hurts is in the midst of his. So I'm not like Jalen Hurts is still playing football. So how about the argument of who will be better when it's all over for Jalen Hurts? Because I don't know, man. Cam Newton fell off quick, and Cam Newton has CTE.
I would agree with that. Do you know how old Jalen Hurts is?
I'll take a stab and say 31.
Jalen Hurts is 26 years old.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I just realized.
Yeah, that's okay. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Cam Newton is annoying as fuck. Yeah. I mean, look, I remember he was in the NFC South. I'm a Bucs fan. Like Cam Newton was unbelievable. I watch Jalen Hurts, and there are times I just think that he has these lapses in judgment. He's got bad turnovers, and I wonder how good of a quarterback he actually is. He's in a phenomenal situation. Phenomenal. Great offensive line. Saquon Barkley, unbelievable receivers. Got a competent coordinator in. Has the tush push, which is great. So I would lean Cam Young. Or I'm sorry, Cam Young. Shout out Cam Young betters, by the way. I would lean Cam Newton.
I can't make fun of you.
I gotta tell you, I like the Manziel and Gilly. I don't know who Gilly is or what he does. Maybe he's funny, maybe he's not. I watched Surviving Barstool. I thought he was annoying as fuck. I don't really know his shtick or anything like that. So I'm gonna withhold judgment because I don't know enough about the guy. Do you think Johnny Manziel has any say? Because this is where it gets interesting. Johnny Manziel this would be like Johnny Manziel isn't Ryan Leaf. That's not what I'm necessarily saying. But he's not far off.
No, right? He's not far off at all. He's like Ryan Leaf with aura, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Johnny Manziel in a really weird way. It's unfortunate because he was so good at playing the sport in college, which is similar to Ryan Leaf. But Ryan Leaf kind of had like a different attitude and persona or lack thereof and kind of went a different route. Johnny Manziel is more like unapologetic and just lean into being a party and fuckboy, whatever. But isn't he a weird guy to get involved with, like talking shit to someone, saying like, what have you done?
Yeah, honestly, I actually thought the coolest thing about Johnny Manziel is I never thought he'd be involved in something like this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like he just seems like an unbothered dude.
But it's great because he's gotten himself relevant, because for a while it's like, I don't really know did anybody know what Johnny Manziel was doing? It's actually weird that Johnny Manziel isn't doing anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that he would be doing anything.
But dude, Johnny Manziel could, let me give you an example. All right. There are people, let's say, I don't know. I'm not like, there are people who get paid to just talk or for appearances. You're going to tell me Johnny Manziel couldn't go like the Paris Hilton route? Paris Hilton turned into a DJ. You couldn't tell me Johnny Manziel couldn't just turn into a DJ? I mean, like nothing against DJ. What?
I think if Johnny Manziel wanted to be a DJ, he could absolutely be a DJ.
That's what I'm saying.
You should DM him and say, "Hey man, have you ever considered becoming a DJ?"
No, it's not my problem. Like,
shouldn't Johnny Manziel work for Barstool?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you do. I feel like he's the perfect Barstool employee.
I think Action Network hired him, but I don't know. Like, I don't see him anywhere. Maybe he doesn't like the camera. I really
Would
don't
he
know.
go by DJ Johnny Manziel, or do you think he'd have a DJ name?
You'd be crazy if you didn't make your name like DJ Money, you know?
DJ Money,
DJ Manziel, DJ Football, DJ Johnny Football. No, you can't be DJ Johnny Manziel. Did you just say that? It's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
You said DJ Money, and then you said DJ Johnny Football. Those are gat.
No, you just said DJ Johnny Manziel.
I'm just asking what Johnny Manziel's fucking DJ name would be.
DJ Sandy Plashkeys. Yeah, that's what we're gonna fucking do.
DJ Johnny Football.
All I'm saying is, it's kind of, if I would like Johnny Manziel, you don't have to be a good football player to have like a successful career. Johnny Manziel could be doing something.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel could definitely be doing something, and he should be. I'm with you.
So if I were him, this is the bounce to relevancy that he should run with it.
Yeah, I don't think this is good relevancy for Johnny Manziel. I think he sounds stupid.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, anyways, let me just say real quick. I think Jalen Hurts will have a much better career than Cam Newton when it's all said and done.
Well, he's already got a Super Bowl.
Compared to Cam Newton when you're 26 years old, sounds pretty awesome. So I think Jalen Hurts is winning. And at the end of the day, when it's all over and Jalen Hurts' career is over, I think he'll have a much more decorated, accomplished career than Cam Newton. And Cam Newton will just have dumb hats and brain damage.
Johnny Manziel opened a bar in College Station called the Money Bar. Interesting. Who has a better career is different than who is more talented. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know, but fucking, are we arguing? Is that we're arguing about talent?
No. Johnny Manziel is that dude who peaked in high school for doing drugs, but doing drugs as an adult isn't cool. So he just lives in the past, reminds people how cool he was at one point in life. Fair enough. All right. I see people saying they want to get to AFC South, which we are about to. It's 10:35.
Okay,
but
one last thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen Will Smith's freestyle?
I missed it. And then I just went back. You retweeted it and you said this sounds like Russell Wilson with a freestyle for against Future. I have a take you're probably not going to like, but you go first.
I mean, I know is your take that you like it and you're going to be playing it in your car?
No, that's not my take.
Play it for the chat.
I've tried playing things. They can't hear it. The audio sucks. They can't say it's too silent.
Fine.
What's your take on the freestyle?
Oh, what take could you have? No, it definitely needs to be your take first. I made the joke already on Twitter.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Bro, you fucking love corny ass fucking Drake.
It is dog shit. It is absolute dog shit.
He's Will Smith. What's your expectation for a fucking freestyle?
You don't think it's that bad?
Steak.
I just bite off more than I can chew, then I chew it.
Yeah. Bro, he was a rapper who didn't curse.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. It's really bad. It's like really, really bad. It's probably the worst freestyle I've ever heard.
That's crazy.
It is.
He's sitting in a fucking Nickelodeon studio with like a Cobb salad in front of him.
Yeah, that's all reasons why it's bad.
I understand that, but I'm just
saying, like Will Smith's rap, but you don't like Subway.
Listen.
Nah. Subway is delicious, dude.
Subway is pretending.
Subway was delicious.
Subway is pretending to be good. They tell you you're eating fresh. Will Smith is old and washed and irrelevant.
But you said his freestyle wasn't that bad.
It was not that bad. You were acting like it was. You just said it. You said it's the worst freestyle you've ever heard. No way.
It is the worst freestyle I've ever heard.
Okay, I have a take about freestyles, and then we'll talk some football.
You think that they're not freestyles?
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of freestyles aren't freestyles anymore either.
Because let me ask you a question. If I was like, hey, Will, all right, you're Will Smith, okay? Hey, Will, we do this thing. We put a YouTube video together. We get people to come in and do a freestyle for a few minutes. Would you be interested? Sure. Yeah,
I'll be Will Smith, and you ask me if I want to do a freestyle rap. How about we do that?
I just did that.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I just said you're Will Smith, and I'm saying,
I know, let's role play. You asked me if I want to do a freestyle rap.
Hey, Will, are you interested in coming in and doing a freestyle rap?
No, I've already embarrassed myself and my family quite enough over the course of the last few years, and I think I'll sit this one out. Thank you for thinking of me.
Okay, fine. So, but my point is this. Let's pretend that you're not going to say that, and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm coming in. Don't you immediately start thinking about what you're going to freestyle?
Yeah, for sure. Bro, you should hear some freestyles, and you're like, there's just no way. This is like,
there's no way. There's no way you're in. Like, there's definitely good. There's people who are good at freestyling. No doubt about it. But like a lot of times, if you know you're going to set up for a freestyle, like, hey, I'm going to this freestyle competition. Aren't you thinking of fucking things to rap about?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying is it's like a little, people think like freestyles, like, oh, everything that's just coming to my head right now. What comes next? No, it's like rehearsed. So anyway, that's my take on freestyling. Never skip a Harry Mack video. They're called bars.
You ever seen Harry Mack?
I don't know who Harry Mack is.
Dude, Harry Mack is incredible.
Did I just get duped?
No, Harry Mack is a real person.
Oh. Also, in the age of any content is good content. He did exactly what he was needed. Yeah. If you don't know the beat, it isn't not that easy. For warning, one freestyle per NFC South team. Let's go. Yep, Unk freestyle for us real quick. No, I don't. I can't freestyle. I'm not a good freestyler.
I'm something with a mecha egg buka.
That's really hard.
Yeah. Harry Mack would be able to do it.
A mecha egg buka. The shells on my necklace are puka.
Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, that's something, right? That's better than nothing. That probably, I bet you Will Smith could probably play that.
Oh yeah, Puka and Bazooka, damn, and Hookah. Wow, actually, Luca. Oh my God, dude! Actually,
my offensive player of the year is Puka.
Dude, yeah, we could have actually got
Nakua. Wish I knew ya. I thought I did until you ate Subway. That shit is super. Hey, I watched Hangover last night. By the way, I forgot how you like how much you could say the F and the R word in movies.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It was crazy. It was so funny. But anyways, okay, that's good enough. If you're watching on Twitter, I hate to tell you this, but it's 10:40. We're going to Twitch. We're going to YouTube. I tweeted the links. All right, you can figure it out. You can follow us. Come to the pages where we monetize. We really appreciate that. And we're going to talk NFC South. We're going to go through the teams. This is how we do it if you're not familiar with the format. I'm going to go through the acquisitions. All right, players lost, players gained, the draft, the depth chart. Steak's going to give his takes. I'm going to give mine. Then we're going to walk through the schedule. Steak, does that sound right?
Sounds lovely.
All right, let's do it. Goodbye, Twitter. Goodbye, lover. Goodbye, my friend. You know who sings that song?
James Blunt.
I knew you would know James Blunt. I knew you would know that. And that's not a bad thing. There's nothing against that. Can we get back to meme capping? This is not any better. That era of comedy was the best. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we fucking can't win.
The shells on my neck are puka. Yeah. Now do orange. James Blunt, good job. Incoming. I think the Panthers are interesting. Very funny. You want to start with them?
Sure. I'm pulling up their depth chart.
Yeah, please do. And then I'll go over some things as well. I have a take on the Panthers. And no, it's not that I think they're interesting, but I do have a take on the Panthers. So let's get into it. NFC South, we've got the Bucks, we got the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons. Oh, speaking of, where all my Falcons Super Bowl bettors at last year? How them tickets looking? Because you guys were cashing them in week 6.
We could get that lick back. You can get that lick back this year.
You're not getting your fucking lick back. Don't listen to Steak.
Yep.
Guy's brain is mush. Absolute mush. Where is Carolina? ABC. It's going to be up at the top. Carolina Panthers. Wow. They have an easy looking schedule here. Okay. Bad take loading from DGen. Oh, can we fucking go already? Is everybody locked in? Do you think? What do you think?
I'm ready to ride.
Okay. Chad, are you guys locked in? We're talking football. Okay. I don't want to hear any bitching. I want everybody to engage. Get on the same page. If you say something I don't like, I'll be filled with rage. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I think you're doing freestyle.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, you tested me. You challenged me.
You did really good. I'm impressed.
Thank you. All right. The Carolina Panthers. Steak, do you have their betting lines up or no?
I'll do it.
No, actually, I'm sorry. I forgot I already pulled them up. Let's go to
so you're testing me.
No, and honestly, I forgot that I pulled them up, so that wasn't a test. What were you going to pull up though? I forgot.
Panthers depth chart, but I'm also going to do this. Okay. Carolina Panthers win total 5 and damn then
6.5 on FanDuel. Over is -130. To win this division, you have the Bucks at +105, the Falcons at +210, the Panthers are +390. And the Saints are 13-1. Wow. I mean, honestly, the Saints being 13-1 is crazy. They should be 130-1. They're not winning this fucking division. Zero chance. Anyways, let's get into it. So the Carolina Panthers last year were 5-12. All right. They have a 6.5 win total, as we just mentioned. Dave Canales is back. Brad Idzik, the offensive coordinator, is back. And Ejiro Evero was actually the defensive coordinator. I guess they kept him in place. So he's been there 2 years. Couple players they've lost. They've lost Xavier Woods, Shaq Thompson. I liked Shaq Thompson. He was a very good linebacker. Jadeveon Clowney, Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker, Lonnie Johnson Sr. is with the Raiders now. Ian Thomas, Felipe Franks, hilarious. Surprised that guy still has a job. That's pretty much it. Who they bring in? Trevon Moehrig, safety, $17 million a year. Wow. Tershawn Wharton, interior defensive lineman, $15 million a year. Goodness gracious. Spending that money, honey, on the defense, says Carolina. Patrick Jones Jr., edge, $7.5 million. Bobby Brown III, interior defensive lineman. Their 4 top spenders were on, their 4 top free agents added in terms of spending were on defense. Rico Dowdle, running back. I like that move. I'm a Rico Dowdle guy. Christian Roseboom, linebacker, and Sam Martin. Okay, who they draft? You got Tet McMillan, first round pick, 8th overall. Defensive end, Nick Scourton from Texas A&M. Don't know who that is. Another edge player in the 3rd round, Princely Umanmielen from Ole Miss. And then a running back from Georgia, Trevor Etienne. Not bad. defensive tackle from Florida. Oh, they got Mitchell Evans, tight end from Notre Dame. Never forget when he won us like fucking 10 units. Steak at the Orange Bowl. W's. All right, let's walk through this depth chart real quick. Quarterback, Bryce Young. Running back, Chuba Hubbard. We also know they got Rico Dowdle there. Andy Dalton's also still the backup. Looks like they return all of their same offensive line. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. But for what it's worth, they have the most expensive offensive line in the league. That is insane. $95 million.
Never would have guessed that in a million years.
Yep. And the 6th overall most expensive offense. The offensive line is 1st, and the running back room is 10th. Tommy Tremble, Irish legend. Xavier Legette at wide receiver. Adam Thielen's back. And then the rookie, McMillan. They also have Jalen Coker, who was a fun player on the depth chart at wide receiver. And then on defense, a bunch of guys I don't really know, honestly. My favorite player on this defense by far is Derek Brown, the defensive tackle when they got him from I shouldn't say that by far. I forgot they have J.C. Horn. But the defensive tackle from Auburn, J.C. Horn, the right cornerback. And then again, like I said, a couple guys I don't really know, but they made a lot of new acquisitions that we just went over. All right, Steak, what are your thoughts on this year's Carolina Panthers team?
I am not a buyer by any fucking means. I'm not a buyer of the Carolina Panthers. I made a post about the Falcons, and 10 of the 20 comments were that it was the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers are trendy, and I thought it was cool. Like, I enjoyed watching Bryce Young find success to end the season, but I wasn't aware while I was watching that at the end of last year that it was going to lead to this level of hype. The offensive line is overpaid, but better than average. Like, I think the offensive line for the Carolina Panthers falls somewhere in like the 11 to 15 range, which isn't great if they're the highest paid offensive line in the league, but you're the Carolina Panthers and you're protecting Bryce Young. So cool. I kind of think there's a bunch of question marks at wide receiver because you don't know what Tet's going to be. I don't know how good Xavier Legette is. He's funny. He says funny shit in interviews. He eats raccoons. That's funny. Adam Thielen is a year older. He had an awesome year. He definitely defies logic, but he's old. And then you got Jalen Coker and Hunter Renfrow. And I don't know how good of a tight end Tommy Tremble is. So, yeah, I have concerns about that room. But I really, really, really don't like the defense as a whole. And that Nick Scourton guy you mentioned, I think he immediately has to start because they're so bare at linebacker. And all those defensive signings you mentioned, none of them really stick out to me as good deals. J.C. Horn's awesome, but with the exception of J.C. Horn, I think the secondary is kind of weak. And I think the Panthers could get lit up. And a lot of those games last year they did, like they beat the Cardinals 36-30. Bucks dropped 48 on them, if I recall correctly. I think the Cowboys dropped 30 on them well after their season was over. So, like, I don't know how much better the defense got. And with that being said, so what are we expecting here? Bryce Young to win shootouts? We think Bryce Young improved so much that he's going to beat teams 33-30? Just not seeing it. Jimmy Horn Jr. would be awesome. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I'm not, like, counting him as anything yet.
Okay. This is fun because I kind of disagree with you a little bit.
Good.
I disagree. And you're absolutely right in the sense that they are going to be a trendy sleeper team. They're going to be a trendy, young, fun team. And you know what? I kind of think they were that team last year. People are going back to them. But to answer your question, do you think that Bryce Young and this offense are going to win shootouts? I'll answer that. And I will say, yes, I think they can. I think the offense started to look really competent to end the season. And also, if you look, 3 of their last 4 games of the year, they went 2-2, but they scored 36-30. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. They scored 44 points in overtime against the Falcons. They scored 36 in an overtime win against the Cardinals. But I liked how Bryce Young ended the year. You already alluded to that. He's not necessarily lighting it up and throwing the ball downfield. They're being very conservative and very safe with him, which I thought was smart. But to end the season in his last 3 games, how many interceptions do you think he threw?
Not many.
0.
Yeah.
Touchdowns. He threw 7 touchdowns in his last 3 games. He also ran for 3 touchdowns, which I thought was interesting. He had 1 game, Steak, 5 carries, 68 yards. He had a 34-yard scramble. I think that season for Bryce Young under a coach like Dave Canales, who is not proven, he was like the Liam Cohen before Liam Cohen, fun offensive coordinator for Tampa. Do we think he's going to be a great head coach? I don't know, but I think he's got potential to be. But I think we saw the resurgence from the Panthers that you had to see after he was benched, right? I think it was when did he come back? I'm looking right now, actually. Sorry, hold on 1 second. He came back Sunday, October 27th, week 8 in Denver. That's when he came back. And they won 4 games. They beat the Saints, they beat the Giants. Okay. But do you remember that game at home against the Bucks?
Yeah.
They easily could have won that game. They went on a 3-week stretch, Steak, of losing at home to the Chiefs 30-27, losing at home to the Bucks 27-23 in overtime, and then losing on the road to the Eagles 22-16. That's Kansas City, Tampa, the Eagles. 2 of those teams went to the Super Bowl, 3 playoff teams that they lost by 1 possession. I actually think there's a lot of positive signs for improvement if you're the Carolina Panthers. And you ready for my take? This is my take on Carolina that I think is very interesting. As trendy as the Panthers were last year as a team, I think that was also led on by Adam Chernoff, a very smart, sharp bettor.
I don't think they were trendy last year, do you?
They were a little bit, maybe not super trendy.
Much more this year.
Okay, fine, fair enough. And I'm not going to disagree with that. But Adam Chernoff, when he was on VSiN, they said, give me your favorite NFL future and like your boldest take. And he said the Carolina Panthers to make the playoffs. They're over 5.5 win total, whatever it was. They didn't go over it. It's 6.5 win total. Somebody said that. Derek Brown back will be huge for the Panthers. Yeah, it turns out Alan Dims might not think I had a shit take. Thank you very much. Here's my thought. This is just my observation. As trendy as the Panthers are as a team and a sleeper, do you hear anybody talking about Bryce Young?
I hear people talking about being excited about the Panthers, which I think is obviously Bryce Young. They're not excited about the defense.
Well, hear me out for a second. People are talking about quarterbacks in this league much more than they're talking about a guy like Bryce Young. They are. Here's the thing. I think they're talking about the Panthers because I think nobody really fears the NFC South in general. And the Panthers competed against some really good teams last year. But hear me out for a second. I think we're getting way more discussion about Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen. I think we're getting way more discussion about what's going to happen with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson for obvious reasons. We're even being told we're hearing hype about Daniel Jones doing well at Colts camp. We're seeing fucking clips of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. Serious question. Have you heard or seen anything Bryce Young has done? Up until yesterday, it was the first thing. The Panthers had a night game, and Bryce Young threw a fucking poster out to Xavier Legette, and Xavier Legette broke it. But that was more about Xavier Legette. I'm not hearing anybody all over Bryce Young, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I can't agree with you. I think Caleb Williams is talked about more, but also you got to remember a lot of the highlights you're seeing from Caleb Williams are bad plays, and that's because posting a bad play from camp gets you a lot more attention than posting a good play from camp. But I do not think that Bryce Young is being talked about less than Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones or anyone else.
Really?
Not at all. Daniel Jones isn't going to start.
You don't know that.
It's not going to happen.
People are saying, I read a tweet that someone said, give me your favorite long shot bet. Somebody said Riley Leonard to win rookie of the year because, Anthony Richardson might not play. And that's not a Daniel Jones take, obviously, but that's the uncertainty in Indianapolis for Daniel Jones to potentially take over. All I'm saying is you've heard people talk highly and be excited about Bryce Young coming to the season because I agree with you about the Panthers.
Yeah, but what are you excited about with the Panthers if it's not Bryce Young? That's what I'm saying. You're not that excited about Chubba Hubbard.
You are.
You're not, dude. No, you're not. Your reason for being excited about the Carolina Panthers is because you love Chubba Hubbard. And then we just went over the fact that the defense is below average. So what are you excited about if you're excited about the Carolina Panthers and you can't say the wide receivers because he's the guy throwing to him?
I think you're crazy if you think people don't love Chubba Hubbard.
Not like that. No one says I like the Panthers over 6.5 wins because I'm a big Chubba Hubbard guy.
No, but I don't think anybody says, oh, I like the Panthers because I like Bryce Young to have a really big year.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more.
LOL, this funny. Let them sleep. I'm invested in Bryce this year with the receiving core and shit show defense that leaked red zone points and explosive runs. Script should be great. Yeah, nobody even thinks of Hubbard when they think of good RBs. That's crazy. I disagree with that. You guys have to know you're saying Chuba wrong.
I know it's Chuba, right?
Oh, Chuba? No,
I don't know if I'm ever not going to say Chuba.
Like Mecca Abuka.
No, Snacks, you're not right. You're wrong. Go look at my post about Falcons to win the division.
I don't know that I entirely agree with this. I don't know. I can't find anybody who's hyping up Bryce Young this year. And all I'm saying is I think that's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. If you're buying into the Panthers, I think that's a good thing. So my question was going to be, by the way, shout out Hutch Bets with the sub bang, 22 months. We appreciate you, Hutch, long timer. Couple of subs coming in today. Thank you, everybody. They've been writing off Bryce Young since he got drafted. Yeah. So, Steak, that was kind of where I was getting at with this whole thing. I think what you saw from Bryce Young last year was very encouraging and very intriguing. I think he's getting a little confidence. And I'm with you. Adam Thielen doesn't excite anyone. He's old. But, bro, they got to have a vet. He's a great vet.
It's a good one. I like the wide receiver room. I want to make sure I'm clear. I like the wide receiver room. And I didn't say I didn't like it. I said, to me, it has question marks. That's all I'm saying. The best receiver is a rookie. Yeah, what is that? What is the line, Ramble? The best receiver is a rookie, and then the most experienced receiver is super old. And then you got, I just think, question marks. That's all. I think could be a very good receiver room.
Not that many are talking about Bryce Young. Everyone talking about this draft class in last year is Young going under the radar. Allen, that is exactly my point. Bryce Young is under the radar, and I love that. Bryce Young's passing yards are 32.50 and a half. I don't know if that's a high or low line necessarily. Let's see what he had last year. Last year he had 24.03, but again, he missed, 6 games. But I'm like, when you think of Bryce Young, we cannot have selective memory here. Last year, people were making more jokes about him than any other player in the NFL. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. That's why I'm so surprised to see this hype this year, but it exists. And I'm not letting anybody tell me it doesn't exist. It exists everywhere you look.
I agree with you about the Panthers. Yes.
Yeah. If you're hyped about a team, dude, then you're hyped about their 23-year-old number 1 overall draft pick quarterback. Yes, you are. Because there's nothing else to be hyped about the Panthers, dude.
I could not disagree more. You are forgetting. You just said, you just blanked out everything I just said about Bryce Young. You said, number 1, 23-year-old quarterback, hyped about him this year. Last year, dude, he was the biggest joke in the NFL.
And then towards the end of the year became not a joke, and now everyone's super hyped about him. That's exactly what happened.
They're not that hyped about him.
Okay. We can move on.
Okay. I like something higher than Cam Ward, surprisingly. I don't know if that's entirely surprising.
32.50. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm surprised by that.
If you're buying into a team, you have to be hyped about the
quarterback. Correct.
Let me hear a team you're hyped about where you don't like the QB. Yes, that's a very, very good point. I understand that. But is anybody betting on or doing anything with Bryce Young? Who?
I think people are going to try to take him comeback player of the year.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You think people are, but you haven't heard anybody.
Straight Locks is betting him, but Straight Locks knows what he's doing.
Yep. People are more hype on Bryce Young than you in pull shirts. If you're betting on the Panthers, you're betting on Bryce Young having a good year. Well, listen, okay, what you guys are saying makes sense. If you're betting on a team, you're betting on their quarterback. The quarterback's the most important position on the team. I understand that. But you can be excited about other things in general. You can be excited about the coach. You can be excited about the weapons. Let's see what Bryce Young is for comeback player of the year.
Then we got to move on.
I don't even see him on here. I don't even see him on here.
For what? Comeback player of the year?
Yeah. I guess he's not. Okay. What are you doing if you're doing anything at all with the Panthers? Steak, you're fading?
I would probably fade. Let's run through the schedule, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Duh. Good call. All right.
Saints will be next, boys. So if you want to take a piss break, great time.
I actually have to take a piss break. I don't think he's eligible because he returned last year. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I was going to share my screen, but never mind. We'll just walk through it. All right. They open up with 3 of their first 4 games on the road, but none of them are really that difficult opponents. Here they are, Steak. Week 1, Panthers in Jacksonville. Week 2, on the road in Arizona. Then you're home against the Falcons. Then you're on the road against New England.
For me, I think you're going to say 2-2. I'm going to say 1-3. Not trying to put words in your mouth. Sorry if that's not.
No, you're fine. What do you think the win is?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
So you think they're going to lose on the road against the Patriots?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I will give you a hot take. 2-2 is likely. I'm going to say 1-3. I think they're going to beat the Falcons. I think what?
They're going to get fucking their shit rocked by the Falcons.
I think to be that high on the Falcons and that low on the Panthers is crazy. I think the Panthers, their home opener against a divisional opponent, that place is going to be fucking rocking.
You ever been to a Phoenix party?
No, I haven't.
They're going to throw a Phoenix party, dude.
Have you?
No, but I'm excited to attend one this year, or quite a few this year. No, I've been to one when he was at Washington, actually.
Oh, that's true. And how did that go?
Really fun. Really, really fun.
They lost.
Better than a Diddy party. No, they didn't. They beat fucking Oregon in the Pac fucking the championship game as 10-point underdogs.
You went to a Phoenix party.
Oh, no, I didn't go. The national championship wasn't a Phoenix party for me. I bet Michigan. Doesn't count. They were never beating Michigan. No one was beating Michigan.
I would think a Penix party is when you go see Michael Penix play football in person. You did that and he lost.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, but you said it's a great time. All right, have fun. Okay, so 1-3, next 4 games. Home against the Dolphins, home against the Cowboys, revenge. Because they lost to fucking Cooper Rush last year.
Don't play fucking nobody.
At the Jets, home against the Bills.
Oh, my Lord.
I know. It's got to be one of the easiest schedules in the NFL.
2-2.
Okay. Here's where it gets a little trickier. This next slate of games.
I'm at 3-5 right now since we're keeping score.
How about this? I want to make it clear. I'm not super high on the Panthers, so I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. Let's go through their next 5 because then it's a bye week. At Green Bay, home against the Saints, at the Falcons, then Monday Night Football on the road against the Niners, then home to play the Rams. That's really hard.
1-4.
That's really hard.
It'll be 4-9 at this point in the season.
Yeah. Okay. Week 14, you get a bye, which doesn't really necessarily help.
Loss.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Loss. Okay. At the Saints, home against the Bucks, home against the Seahawks, at the Bucks.
2-2.
Okay. So you got them going
6-11.
Yeah. 6-11. Yeah. I'll tell you this. 6-11 Steak is the floor. What we just went through is the floor because you basically gave them 1-3. And again, I agreed with you against the Jags, Cardinals, Falcons, Patriots. They could very well go 2-2 there.
I'll tell you what, I agree with you. That is the floor. And for that reason, which is why we do this, I won't directly be fading the Panthers win total because that schedule is pretty easy. There was a bad stretch, but dude, there was an insanely easy stretch. So I don't think I'll directly be fading the Panthers win total, but I'm very, very serious about not thinking the Panthers will be very good this year or buying them at all.
Okay. I think that's more than fair.
Well, Kerry, what do you mean, Krabs? You would have to elaborate a little bit. Where's he going?
Playing quarterback.
I know, but where?
In Atlanta.
Oh, yes. That story's 100% over, dude. Krabs never been to a Phoenix party.
Krabs, you're the only one who went to a fucking Phoenix party?
Not, Krabs.
And they fucking lost.
Well, unless Phoenix gets hurt. Obviously, he has injury history. But barring injury, I say no shot that happens.
All right. You want to talk about the Saints next or the Falcons?
I feel like we should get the Saints over with.
All right. Can I take a piss?
Yeah, let's go. 30 seconds.
Finish, and then we finish strong. All right, piss break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. Looks like nobody went anywhere. Thank you very much for your patience. Let me get that off. Okay. You want to do the Saints next? We'll do the Saints next, then the Falcons. Let's go to the New Orleans Saints. Steak, did you end up getting the betting lines up or no?
Oh, I got betting lines, buddy.
All right. Why don't you give us the New Orleans Saints betting lines while I tee up their team preview?
Sure. I mean, I think everybody at this point knows it's expected to be the worst team in the league.
5.5 win total?
4.5 minus
no
one.
way.
4.5 minus 130.
To the under or over?
To the over, minus 130 to the over.
Wow. Okay. Saints, whole new staff. Kellen Moore is the head coach. He's going to call plays as well. Brandon Staley is a new defensive coordinator. Talk about a guy who's a better coordinator than a head coach. That could be a good hire. We'll see. They lost Paulson Adebo, right? Adebo. Good seasoning. To the Giants, Jamal Williams is done. RIP Jamal Williams. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That guy just always finds a team. Will Harris is to the Commanders. Peyton Turner's with the Cowboys now. And a couple other guys who don't really matter too much. Who they bring in? Justin Reed, safety, $10.5 million. Brandon Cooks. I don't know. What are we doing, Brandon Cooks here? Devon Godchow, traded. Dylan Radones, right tackle. Jack Stoley. Jonah Williams, interior defensive line. Okay. They drafted Kelvin Banks from Texas. Great job on that Kelvin Banks. I like Kelvin Banks. I think that's a good draft pick. Tyler Shue, quarterback from Louisville. He made probably the best throw I had seen all last season against Notre Dame. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. Defensive tackle from Texas and a safety from Virginia. That's how you build an elite defense right there. Draft fucking safeties from Virginia. Let's go through this depth chart. They have projected Tyler Shue starting at quarterback. Spencer Rattler is the backup. Alvin Kamara still there. Juwan Johnson. Is that who the tight end is?
Yep. Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill, obviously.
Yep. Taysom Hill. They have the most expensive tight end room in the NFL. They have 3 new offensive linemen. Trevor Penning, something Fuaga. And, oh no, I'm sorry. They were there last year. They were new last year. And Kelvin Banks is going to be the left tackle. Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks. Not a terrible wide receiver room. And on defense, they have one of the cheapest defenses in the league, 31st in cap spending. Justin Reed, again, I think they have, who's this guy? Is it Peyton Werner, the linebacker, number 20? Demario Davis is still
Pete
there.
Werner.
What is it? Pete Werner. Yep. Ohio State. Does that sound right? Pete Werner? Ohio State or Penn State?
Yeah, you nailed it. Good job.
Matteo retired, I believe. Yeah, I don't really know who else they have on this team. So, Steak, they're favored in one game this year. One game. Underdogs at 16. We'll walk through their schedule here in a minute. Where are you at with the Saints?
I mean, there's a lot of questions before I say what I'm about to say. Spencer Rattler can't start any football games this year. Spencer Rattler is the fucking worst quarterback I've ever fucking seen. And if he starts any games, there's just no point in even talking about him. If Spencer Rattler was named the starter, I would say they could go 0-17. That's how bad Spencer Rattler is. He's fucking awful. But I'm just going to bring up, all of these are question marks. Rashid Shaheed was having a hell of a year. Then he had a season-ending injury. Chris Olave gets a concussion or whatever, something every time he touches the football field. I feel like Taysom Hill's fairly injury-prone at this point. I feel like, I won't say that about Juwan Johnson, but I just feel like there's part of me that wants to believe Tyler Shue could be decent, and I haven't seen a single soul find a way. So let me just say this. In a perfect scenario, right? Perfect scenario where Chris Olave isn't injured and Rashid Shaheed isn't injured and Brandon Cooks is a pretty solid third option and Kelvin Banks immediately turns into a very good starting left tackle. Is that the worst offense you've ever seen?
No.
I can't say Tyler Shook crabs. I just can't say it. I don't know why. I never say it.
Wait, what is
like?
Shoof.
Shook.
Krabs can't be correcting pronunciation. I think he said Ronel Blanco. It's Blanco.
That's not as bad as what we do.
No, we're terrible at pronunciation.
We're bad.
Tyler Shue was dog shit at Oregon.
Part of me wants to find a way that the Saints aren't as bad as everyone thinks they're going to be, and there's part of me that believes there's an angle here.
Okay, but are you? I just want to make it clear because you're making it clear, but I want to be 100%. You're not just trying to buy the Saints because it's contrarian and nobody's buying the Saints.
No, I'm not going to buy the Saints. I'm not going to. I'm just. Wouldn't it be so boring if I got in here and said that they were going to suck like everybody else does every single time we talk about the Saints? Like nobody likes the Saints. I'm just trying to figure out if they're actually as bad as people are saying they are. And I guess that all completely depends if Tyler Shook is a serviceable starting quarterback. He is 25 years old, and I kind of like that.
Oh, were you were big on Brandon Weeden when he came out?
Huge. He was like 46.
He was 27, I think. All right. I'm kind of with you in a way because, again, you have to remember things that happened last season. Like I was just talking about with how low we were on Bryce Young last season. Do you remember how the Saints started the year?
Oh, yeah. They like beat the shit out of the Cowboys and destroyed the Panthers.
47-10 and 44-19. One of those games was on the road in Dallas. 91 points in the first 2 weeks. Then at home against the Eagles, bro, they could have beaten the fucking Eagles at home.
Yeah, I think people were talking Super Bowl at that point.
Then they go to Atlanta, and this is the game I will never forget. And I don't know if anybody remembers. I'm about to walk you down memory lane because this is, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't remember so many things in life, but I can remember the dumbest shit, especially with sports betting. I'll never forget the Atlanta Falcons against the New Orleans Saints in week 4 was one of the most popular public plays of the season. And honestly, of any NFL season I can remember, everybody was on Atlanta. And I think Atlanta ended up being -1.5 or -2.5. They did not cover a particular number because they ended up winning the game by 2. They were down, Steak. They were losing. And then they went on to kick a field goal. They won 26-24. But the Saints had like 10 players out. They were getting hit with injuries week after week after week. And this was a brutal gauntlet of a schedule. At Atlanta, after they just played the Eagles, at Kansas City, home to play the Bucks, short week against Denver, and then at Los Angeles. They never stood a chance. They never did. I'm not making excuses for New Orleans, but what I am saying is this. Their season got derailed, okay? The injuries were atrocious. And then Derek Carr, I think Derek Carr, maybe he really got hurt. I'm not saying he's faking it or whatever, but honestly, like you probably are just giving up. There's 11 more weeks of football. Your entire team is out except Kamara. But you're missing Shaheed. You're missing like every fucking offensive lineman. It was brutal. It was brutal. I see what you're saying. Like, dude, if you look at these games they were competitive in, it's Derek Carr, it's Alvin Kamara, it's Rashid Shaheed on the stat sheet. Like that was enough for them to be a pesky fucking team and score points. So look, can Kellen Moore come in here and work a little bit of magic? I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities. I really don't.
It's not, but they really need Olave to be healthy, and I think that's a big ask for how fucking injured he's been.
1,000,000%. That was what I was going to get at. This is the problem. This team cannot afford to get hit with any sort of injury bug. If they are healthy, though, I'll tell you right now, I don't, just as a contrarian in general, and like how you win betting the NFL, I won't be the team that's fading New Orleans often. If they put out a healthy roster and starting lineup on offense. I don't know what to expect from the defense. I'm not going to pretend I do. But I thought Tyler Shook was capable of making plays.
Yeah, but he's not a runaway to be the starter, and that's why we can't really even talk about backing the Saints, because I'm telling you, with Spencer Rattler starting any games, this team is not worth talking about.
They dropped a punt in the end zone that game. You're right. Yep. Quantitative eating, you said that this is well said. This is well said. The New Orleans Saints are going to play spoiler, and I think they're going to do it more often than people assume. 3 at the low end. They can even play spoiler 5 to 6 times. They really can. So let's walk through their schedule and let's see what we think are going to be. Because people have to understand too. In the NFL, superior teams overlook inferior teams. It happens all the time. You're going to tell me there's going to be fucking, look, I'm already looking at it right now. They got the Rams, the Bills, and now you're going to tell me there's going to be some teams that just come into playing the Saints and are looking towards the next week and find themselves in a fucking battle, you know?
Here's my thing about tanking for Arch. I don't disagree with whoever said that. I don't disagree, but you don't come into week 1 saying you're tanking for Arch, I don't think. It's if you start 1-6 or 0-7, then you maybe start talking about tanking for Arch. But if that happens, you've already lost your bet if you're back in the Saints. I'm not saying anybody is, but I think before you have to worry about tanking for Arch, you'll have already lost your Saints bet if that starts happening.
Yes. And Special K, I like you. You're a nice guy, but if you're going to come at me with an insult, you have to be a little bit correct. Haven't seen Tyler Shook throw a pass. I literally just told you he threw the best pass I'd ever seen last year against Notre Dame. I also took Louisville under their win total for a 3-unit wager, one of my largest. I watched Louisville football quite a bit, and I have seen Tyler Shook play football. So thank you, but go fuck yourself, respectfully. What does it say? Cam, aren't you a Dodgers Colt fan? Will be hilarious when teams tank for him and he doesn't come out of college. Is that possible?
Yes, definitely possible.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, Warren Sharp cooked you on Twitter, by the way. Kind of a really weird response. Like, did you see that?
Good. Yeah, it was really good.
It was very good. It was very good. But also, hit the fucking shift button, dude. Relax. Hit the shift button. Anyways, let's go through the schedule. Week 11 bye. I like that for good teams. I don't like it for bad teams. Here we go. Home against the Cardinals. That's going to be interesting. Home week 2 against the Niners. Then they got to go on the road and play Seattle. Then they got to go on the road and play Buffalo. That sucks.
We'll say 0-4.
You got to go on the road to play Seattle and then go to, I mean, there's the two opposite ends of the fucking country. That's brutal.
Yeah.
But they do get 2 home games right after that. So 0-4. Okay. You can tell me they can't beat the Seahawks?
I think they can beat the Seahawks, but I'm going 0-4. I absolutely think they can beat the Seahawks.
Week 3 POD, Saints against Seattle.
Oh, really? Wow, you're already doing that, huh?
How many points do you think they'll get? 8? Put them at 5 on a neutral? No? How many?
7. 6.5. 6.5 final answer.
So you think they're Seattle's 3.5 point favorite on a neutral?
Maybe.
I mean, Seattle's got one of the best home field advantages, so I feel like they get
that's fair. That's a fair point.
I was going to say 5 on a neutral. Okay, anyways, we'll go through the rest of the schedule here. So 0-4, at home against the Giants, home against the Patriots, at the Chicago Bears, home against the Bucks.
I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say they go 1-3 in each of these stretches.
Okay, who are they beating? Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks, Bills. You want to
go with the Seahawks? First stretch, and going to surprise you. But I'll say they beat the Chicago Bears.
So you think they're going to lose to the Giants and the Patriots at home?
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, what do you have them at? I have them at 2-6 right now.
No. Tom, no. As much as I'd like to think that, I don't think Tyler Shook or Spencer Rattler is going to go into Chicago and win in week 7. That's 6 weeks of Ben Johnson in the offense. The Bears will probably be like 3-3 or something, not doing too well. They'll need this game, and I think they'll eke it out some way, somehow.
Then you're looking at the possibility of the Saints being 1-7, and then I think what they were talking about with Krabs, where they're tanking, is started to be discussed.
Okay, well, I was going to say 2-6. I like them to sneak a win against the Seahawks. I think they can definitely beat the Giants or the Patriots. They always do play the Bucks pretty tough. They do play the Bucks pretty tough, but I'll go 2-6. All right, at LA against the Rams, at the Panthers, and then a bye week. So at LA, at Carolina, bye week, home against the Falcons, at Miami.
1-3.
So we got 3-9 right now.
Yeah.
Last 5 games. At Tampa, home against the Panthers, home against the Jets, at the Titans, at the Falcons.
I got to be honest with you, bro. And they could win 2 there. This team could go over their win total very easily. This team could go over their win total, but I'm not betting it, especially since I don't know anything about if Spencer Rattler's playing. But do I think this team could absolutely go 5-12? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely.
Saints going to have more wins than we think. They won't just be a free money line fade. I agree. You see 2-15? No way, dude. Here are the out of division opponents that they play. Cardinals, Seahawks. Actually, I won't even give you those teams. How about this? Giants, Patriots, Jets, Titans, Dolphins, Bears. They can win 3 of those games.
Yeah, they can.
And they play the Panthers twice.
When's the last time a team, sorry to cut you off, when's the last time a team won 2 or less games in a season?
I don't know.
I'm wondering. Chat, help me out here. When's the last time a team went 2-15 or 2-14 or worse?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Browns? Do we get a sub bang? Let's check in on it. Sir Bradham with a sub bang. We appreciate you. 7 months. Lane's Locks with a new follow. Thank you. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow the page. If you're on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. I like saying that every now and then. Okay. All right, let's move on. We got 2 more teams to do. We got some fun ones. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. You love you some Atlanta Falcons. Oh, I'm Steak. I love Atlanta Falcons. You ever been to a picnic party? Blah, 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 blah. Falcons are plus 210 to win the division. All right. Their win total on the season is
Free
8.5.
Free cheese, by the way.
8.5 under -140. Under -140. Let me tee up the Atlanta Falcons for you all. And here we go. All right. Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator. Jeff Ulbrich is the new defensive coordinator. Why does that sound so familiar? Jeff Ulbrich. Why does that sound familiar? What did he just do?
Sounds incredibly familiar. Jets?
Yeah. Loser. Fucking loser. Fucking loser, Jeff Ulbrich. Out. This is a guy that thinks he looks like a football coach, so he thinks he is a football coach. Fucking out on this corny ass motherfucker. Anyways, let's keep going. Oh, I'm so out on the Falcons this year. Anyways, who do they lose? Grady Jarrett. Oh, that's not a big deal? Yeah, it fucking is. Drew Dahlman, center. He's with the Bears. Matthew Judon, gone. Justin Simmons, gone. That was fun. Rondell Moore, gone. He's on the Vikings, by the way, if anybody cared. Richie Grant. Don't really know who that is. That's about it. Okay, who they bring in? Leonard Floyd. He's old. $10 million a year. Divine Diablo, probably one of the coolest names I've ever heard. Linebacker, $7 million a year. Morgan Fox, she's a babe, not an interior defensive lineman, $2.79 million. Felipe Franks playing tight end. What a fucking joke this team is. Absolutely.
Got two Gators at tight end.
Yeah, I bet that'll pan out well. You got Felipe Franks and Kyle Pitts. I mean, that's what's the opposite of a fucking all Hall of Fame team in Gainesville?
Yeah, it's no Devin Culp and Payne Durham.
No, you could put those like in urinal cakes. That's what you would do at the Gainesville bars. What they do in the draft? Well, I'll tell you what they did.
They did draft, buddy.
Yep, they needed pass rushing, and that's what they got. They drafted Jalen Walker from Georgia. Then they traded up to get James Pierce Jr., defensive end from Tennessee. A lot of people said they weren't sure about how they felt about that move. That was a little bit of a reach and an overpay for James Pierce Jr. Then they drafted Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. He's an excellent football player. It's probably one of the better moves this organization's made in a really long time. And Billy Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma. Okay. Let's go through this depth chart. So we know Kirk Cousins was a massive disappointment last year. Ended up being a good thing that they drafted Michael Penix Jr. So they got Bijan Robinson, phenomenal player. I got no beef with Bijan. I love Bijan Robinson, unfortunately. I think overall at the offensive line, they have a decent one. They have Jake Matthews, left tackle. He's good. I don't really know anybody else by name. The 11th most expensive offensive line room in the league. You got Drake London. You got, is it Ray McLeod and Darnell Mooney?
Yeah.
You've got Tyler Algier, backup running back as well. I think I already mentioned Kyle Pitts. I do just want to say that with Drake London, actually, I'll wait till I give you my take. Defense looks pretty good. I'll admit, looks pretty good. Jesse Bates, safety, we like him. Justin Fuller AJ Terrell Jr., not sure if he is a bust or not. He was a high draft pick, I think, from Clemson. And then is it Mike Hughes, another cornerback?
Mike Hughes, yep.
At secondary. And again, as we mentioned, they got pretty much all new pass rush and front seven, which should be pretty exciting. Raheem Morris is a defensive-minded coach, ex-Bucks coach and defensive coordinator from the Rams. Last year was year one. All right, Steak, you love the Falcons this year. Tell me why.
Yeah, I want to say, first of all, you're my friend. I like you. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like Baker Mayfield. It's been a cool story, really cool story. I actually love Baker Mayfield. I think you're in for a long year, bud. I think the Falcons are winning this division. I think they're going to go well over their 8.5 win total. And I don't know what you don't like. Chris Lindstrom, by the way, the highest rated guard in the NFL last year. The offensive line is arguably top 5, which is fucking perfect when you have Bijan Robinson. Drake London made a leap last year into elite level wide receiver. Darnell Mooney made a leap. I know he's banged up in training camp, so I don't know what's happening there. I thought Ray McLeod, great third option. I love the defense. I love what they did in the draft. I love the secondary. I love fucking Penix. You've never been to a Penix party. That's like the problem is I don't think you should be able to give an opinion until you actually attend a Penix party. That's all I'm going to say. And I was like, we could go to Tampa together if you want to attend a Penix party. Like, I'll go with you to the Penix party.
Considering that the last time you went to see Michael Penix play football, he got killed by Michigan, please go to as many Penix parties as you possibly can.
He took the University of Washington to the national championship. So put some respect on his fucking name. Because it's fucking incredible.
I'm not
going to stop saying Penix party, Sir Bradham. I'm probably going to be saying it all year long. So I don't know what to tell you. But anyways.
Remember when you said Will Compton was too elementary, by the way?
Yeah.
You're like his little brother. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Anyways, Falcons over 8.5 wins. Falcons to win the division. Those things are happening.
Okay. You know what I love when people on Twitter, like you say a bet that they don't like, and they're like, oh, I'll book your action. I'll fucking book it. I'll book it. Here's the thing.
So how much are you going to bet?
Well, you bet a lot more than me, so I'm not going to book your action. You could do it with Hard Rock. And Hard Rock, if you were a sponsor, this would be a great time to give you an ad read right now. On FanDuel, the Falcons win the division plus 210. Why not take it on Hard Rock plus 130? Anyways, you said what's there not to like about this team? I'll tell you exactly what there's not to like about this team. But let me just be very clear. I like Michael Penix Jr. a lot. I was against. There's a few times I take a stand against people on Twitter and on social media. I hated people that were like, George Pickens can't get any separation. Fuck you. And I hated when people, do you remember they were saying this? Kudos to you, because you actually, I just give opinions sometimes. I don't back it up. You put your money where your mouth is. You were all in on Washington that year, if I remember correctly. People were saying Michael Penix Jr. was a jump ball merchant. He had phenomenal wide receivers. He sure did. There's no doubt about it. He had a really fun offense. No doubt about it. I don't care. I like Michael Penix. And let's give the Atlanta Falcons a little bit of credit, okay? I'm going to give the Falcons credit. What was the reaction from Falcons fans and football fans when they drafted Michael Penix Jr.?
They were not happy.
Well, fast forward, I would venture to say that was probably one of the smartest moves they made in recent memory.
Now, correct. But signing Kirk Cousins to all that money was one of the stupidest moves. But yes,
1,000,000%. Listen, I got no beef if you want to sign Kirk Cousins and take a chance on him. They paid him way too much money. They paid him like an elite quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. But hear me out, Steak. If the Atlanta Falcons don't take Michael Penix Jr. last year in that draft, you got to be the most lowly fan base imaginable coming into this year, because you got a fun team, you got players, you got dudes, you got dogs, and you got no quarterback. You got corny-ass Kirk Cousins. And we're talking about a Kirk Cousins where, I'm not kidding, when he was on the screen in the show quarterback, my wife legitimately felt uncomfortable. She had to get up and leave because he was so fucking cringe and corny. Nice guy, probably a good teammate, no doubt about it. He's not that dude. He's just not. Sorry, Kirk. I bet on you to win the MVP more times I like to admit. I like the Penix Jr. hype. I'm in on this kid. Why all of a sudden are we just going to act like all of this is going to work with a head coach like Raheem Morris, an offensive coordinator named Zach Robinson, and a defensive coordinator named Jeff Ulbrich, who was a fucking clown last year? You're putting your faith with these guys being able to work with a rookie quarterback year one with this coaching staff to win the NFC South and to go over their win total like it's that easy? You don't care. You seem to not care, or you have confidence.
I have confidence that the team will be so good that they can get past the Raheem Morris thing, but I will give you your kudos. I think you're 100% correct. The weakness is at head coach for sure.
Yes.
The weakness of this team is at head coach.
And
Raheem Morris is a coordinator.
Yes, exactly my point. I think when it's all said and done, Raheem Morris loved what he tried to do for Tampa. He coined the term Youngry. I don't love that he drafted Josh Freeman, and I bought into thinking he was our savior. But I don't think Raheem Morris is going to be a great head coach. I think he's a
Todd Bowles can do it, I think Raheem Morris can do it.
Interesting way to look at it. Okay, let's walk through this division.
Let's walk through the schedule, you mean?
Sorry. Let's walk through their schedule.
Okay.
Week 1, at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then they have Sunday Night Football on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Then they go on the road to play the Carolina Panthers. Then they come back home to play the Washington Commanders before a Week 5 bye week. What's the record?
2-2.
Very, very respectable take by you. After that, after their bye, it's actually nice. The schedule makers did them a lot of favors. They have Monday Night Football at home against the Buffalo Bills. What are you laughing?
That's crazy. It's a tough start. I'm hoping it gets easier soon.
They just got a fucking bye week.
I don't care. They had to play the Commanders, Bills, Vikings, fucking Bucks in the first 5 weeks. It's a lot. Keep going.
For 6 weeks. Week 5 is a bye. Then from Monday Night Football, you go on the road to Sunday Night Football, and you play the San Francisco 49ers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're going to whoop that fucking ass. Okay?
Go ahead.
They're going to whoop that ass. Then you come back home to play the Miami Dolphins. Then you go back on the road to play the New England Patriots. Then you go on the road to play the Indianapolis Colts. It's a 5-week run right there. 3-2. So they're going to beat the Colts. They're going to beat the Patriots. They're going to win all the games they're supposed to win.
Yeah, they'll win all the games they're supposed to win, but it's not out of the question they could beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. 3-2 in that.
They can also lose to the New England Patriots. So that's why I say 3-2.
Okay, fine. Next 4 games. So right now you have them at 5-4.
Correct.
Then they're home against the Panthers, on the road against New Orleans, on the road against the Jets, home against the Seahawks.
And that's where we get cooking, baby. 4-0.
Shut the fuck up.
4-0, dude. They're going 4-0 in that stretch. We're going to be fucking cooking. We're going to be fucking cooking, dude.
So that's 9-4?
Yep, 9-4. Hype will be at an all-time fucking high, dude.
So you're saying that the Atlanta Falcons are going to go over their win total by week 14?
Yes.
Okay.
Then
you're on the road Thursday Night Football, short week against the Bucks. Then you're on the road. You get a rest advantage, obviously, against the Cardinals. Back home, end it Monday Night Football with the Rams, and then the Saints.
And I think they're going to really struggle in that stretch, 1-3.
Okay. So 10-7 for your Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. 10-7 for my Atlanta Falcons, which will be enough to win the division.
10-7 will be enough to win the division. Okay. All right. I don't wish you good luck at all. I hope
we should do this, right? Wait, when is that?
That's in Tampa.
What date?
I don't have it in front of me. Week 15.
Oh, we got to go to that, right?
I can go to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll be there, bad guy. We'll see you there.
I have to admit, I wanted Drake London to be a bust. I really, really did. That's part of the reason I bet Garrett Wilson to be the first receiver drafted for 2 fucking units. I really did not think Drake London was going to be that good. Hand up, wrong. Drake London's very good. He's very good. Okay, you got any cheeky props or players? I mean, I see a lot of people who like Bijan to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
I need him to get healthy. But I really liked Darnell Mooney this year a lot.
You like Darnell Mooney. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, well, let's hope the young pass rushers can come through for you. And Penix Jr., under the tutelage of one Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson, I'm sure he will be set up for all kinds of success. Easiest bet on the board, says Steak. Easiest bet on the board. Oh, you been to a Penix party? It's a good joke. Look at me. I went to a Penix.
If you did go to a Penix party, you wouldn't be this grumpy.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the Bucks. So we are, let's see. Let's go back to win totals. Okay. Tampa Bay. They're at a 9.5 win total. The under is minus 125. This is a Bucks team that's won the division the last 2 years, 10-7, 9-8. Let me walk you through as a fan.
Okay, I'm gonna send a corp text.
Okay, let me walk you through as a fan where I've been as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, because there's a very embarrassing moment that's a low, and then there's a great moment of buying in, acknowledging you're wrong, and profiting on it. On it. When Baker Mayfield was the quarterback for the Bucks, I wanted the Bucks to tank. I felt like he was kind of a similar situation almost to like Jared Goff. Or I guess a better one would be like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold does really well, and then he's got to get paid. Now, Sam Darnold didn't get paid. The Vikings drafted a quarterback. I didn't think Baker Mayfield was going to be the guy in Tampa, okay? So when he came to Tampa, I wasn't excited. I wanted him to tank. I wasn't all the way in on Todd Bowles. I wasn't really all the way in on anything, all right? This was 2 years ago with Dave Canales and whatnot. Baker Mayfield's a dog. He's an absolute dog. And he is such a Tampa Bay guy. He's such a buck. He bought in. And our friend Drew, who's very good at sniffing out these teams that come out of nowhere. He really is. He had the Broncos big last year. He had the Bucks big 2 years ago. He said, because he listens to a lot of local radio and listens to Tampa sports radio, he's a big Rays fan. He's like, Baker is buying in, and the guys are buying into Baker. He's golfing with the offensive linemen. He's taking them on trips to fucking the Bahamas. They're going out. They're having guys' night. The camaraderie is at an all-time high. The chemistry is at an all-time high. He was right. The Bucks were fucking awesome. Baker is the man, okay? Hand up, wrong. That was a stupid opinion on wanting them to tank and then move on from Baker. Baker's the guy. I'm all the way in love with Baker. So what did I do? Last year, I bought into Baker Mayfield. I took him to lead the league in passing touchdowns. He missed it by 2. Thanks a lot, Joe Burrow. And plus 350, I took him to have over 30-plus touchdown passes. Talk about an easy cash. Stakes over here telling you it's the fucking Atlanta Falcons. It's Baker Mayfield touchdown passes. Had Chris Godwin lead the league in receptions. That didn't happen. Obviously, he got hurt, but he was on pace to do really well, 70-1. I bought into the Bucks offense. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not coming in here to tell you that I am running to the counter to place any wagers on the Bucks offense this year. I love Bucky Irving. I've seen that he's quite a popular pick as well for a long shot as offensive play of the year. I see people are in love with Baker Mayfield again. People are betting him to win MVP. People like Emeka Egbuka as a fantasy, sleeper-ish type of player. I'm not going to talk you off of anything. But the big red flag for the Bucks that concerns me is the third offensive coordinator in 3 years. Okay? I like Todd Bowles as a head coach. 4th year for him. Casey Rogers, defensive coordinator. He's been there as well. John Grizzard is the new guy coming in as an offensive coordinator. Robert Hainsey is gone. Center, he's with the Jags. Joe Tyrone Shoyinka with the Browns. I was kind of excited about him as a draft pick. He didn't really pan out all that well. And they didn't lose anybody else that's all that important. They signed Hassan Reddick, a pass rusher, which they very much need for $14 million. I don't know. He's kind of a head case. He's kind of a pain in the ass on and off the field. We'll see if he's any good. But they didn't really make many more acquisitions. I like that. You got the core coming back. You got a bunch of guys coming back. You drafted Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. I think he's going to be awesome. I love this guy. And everything I've watched from him at press conferences, he seems like a great guy. Ben Morrison, cornerback from Notre Dame, he's coming off an injury, but I think he's going to be really good. I took him as a long shot defensive rookie of the year. They drafted a guy they were really excited about, linebacker David Walker from Central Arkansas. Unfortunately, he got injured. But I'm going to walk through this depth chart with you, and then we're going to get Steak's opinion. Baker at quarterback, Bucky at running back, K-Dot and tight end. You've got the bulk of guys coming in at offensive line, but it should be noted Tristan Wirfs did get injured. I don't forget how much time he's going to miss. Godwin, he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. I don't know when he's going to be back. Destroyed his ankle. Egbuka, great draft pick in my opinion. Mike Evans, guy doesn't age. They got Sterling Shepard and they have Jalen McMillan, the guy from Washington. On the defense, I love their front seven. I really do. Yaya Diaby, I think, is a badass. He's got to stay healthy. Vita Vea is awesome. Kalijah Cansey is great. Defensive tackle from Pitt that they drafted. Antoine Winfield Jr. in the secondary is a very good player. They've got Jamel Dean, Zion McCollum. I forget. I think it's Zion McCollum. He ended up being a lot better than people expected. And Levante David is still back there. So you got a vet on each side. You've got a core Buccaneer on each side. And you got a bunch of dudes who were on this team that brought success last year. The question is, can they repeat it? Steak, you say no. Tell me why.
It's not that I say no necessarily. It's I think for me, the concern with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is injuries and age. I think Mike Evans is a year older. I think Tristan Wirfs is banged up. I think Chris Godwin is very clearly banged up. I think Levante David is old. I think Hassan Reddick is old. I agree with a lot of the things you said, and I am a Baker guy. I'm not selling the Bucs. My way of selling the Bucs is by aggressively buying the Atlanta Falcons. But I don't love the secondary. I do love Antoine Winfield, and I guess Jamel Dean is good. Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Okay.
Nothing great. I like McCollum a lot more.
I don't love the linebackers. I think this has the possibility of being a really rough linebacking core. Hassan Reddick, I don't know what's his fucking deal. He's 31. Not saying that's necessarily old, but Levante David's 35. And I don't know who Anthony Walker is. Those are the linebackers. Kalijah Kancey, Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, Logan Hall. Disgusting defensive line. Yeah. And with Tristan Wirfs, it's a top 10 offensive line. I don't know. He's banged up. Without Tristan Wirfs, I think it gets really fucking scary for this team. Without Tristan Wirfs, Chris Godwin, and then old Mike Evans. And isn't even Baker Mayfield a little banged up?
I don't know. He might be.
I have concerns about age and injury, and I have concerns about no Liam Cohen. I'm not fading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm definitely not. But I am buying the Atlanta Falcons.
This is a weird take. Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum are not very good.
I mean, all I remember is the Bucs getting absolutely destroyed in the passing game last year.
Destroyed. So it's a little bit of bull scheme, but it's also, I think McCollum is above average. I don't think Jamel Dean is that bad. Here's the thing. Here's the one thing about the linebacking core you guys have to also understand. KJ Britt was our starting linebacker last year next to Levante David. He was atrocious. I talked about this on Owner's Box. I just signed up for PFF for the first time in my life last year. I don't put a lot of stock into this stuff, but I was watching KJ Britt. I'm like, man, he's really bad. And I know Bucs fans didn't really like him. I looked on the PFF grades, and he was like 98 out of 98 on inside linebackers. He was terrible. Yes, the Bucs pass defense is not very good. You say the front seven is really good, so it's got to be something. Okay, fine, fair enough.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I didn't know if you meant front seven because the front four is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I am with you. I really thought Levante David was gonna decline in play. I'm shocked that he didn't, but the chances of him holding up and having another good year, they're low. They're low for sure, no doubt about it. So we'll see what happens. But if Ben Morrison can stay healthy, he was one of the best cornerbacks in college football. He fell because he had an injury to the second round. I love that draft pick, so keep an eye on him. Cam Money said Hassan Reddick worth a sprinkle. Look, Hassan Reddick is a really good pass rusher. The whole situation with him going to the Jets last year was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I don't know what they were thinking or what didn't work out. If he can play, I mean, Shaq Barrett, this is one of those things I always talk about. Like, Shaquille Barrett was great on the Bucs, and he left, and he came back. It never works out when you try to do it again. Never.
It usually doesn't work out when you go through whatever weird little dispute Hassan Reddick had to try to come back to being a star player. Usually doesn't work out either, but doesn't mean it won't. And also, like, this is a weird take. I just want your opinion on it. It could be completely nonsense, but I'll just say it. Like, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to some degree, had identical seasons back to back, right?
Yeah.
Made the playoffs. Offense looked good. Secondary was bad. Baker looked great. Mike Evans got his 1,000 yards. They lost to Goff in the one playoff game. They lost to Jaden Daniels in the other playoff game. Not exactly the same, but fairly identical. Mm-hmm. So then I ask myself, I say, are the Bucs going to have an identical season for the third year? And I don't think they are. And so then I'm like, well, what's more likely? They take a leap and make the NFC Championship game or make a Super Bowl, or they regress? And I landed on regression. That's as simple as I could put it.
Okay. I think that's fair. Like I'm kind of busting your balls and stuff about your love for the Atlanta Falcons. There's things to like about that roster. No doubt about it. I'm not in love with the coaching staff. I do have some faith in Todd Bowles, even though his defense and his scheme drive me fucking insane sometimes. I do buy into Baker. Now we got Bucky there. Like, there's things to be excited about, but I'm with you. Dude, they went 8-9, 9-8, 10-7. Like, it's hard to just continue to maintain success without a little bit of regression. Where's it going to come from? I don't know exactly, but people are buying into the Bucs offense. All I'm saying is the third offensive coordinator in 3 years scares me. Like, it was one thing for Baker. that's why I bought into Baker last year. I thought the timing was perfect. I can't tell you I knew anything about Liam Cohen. He came from like the McVay tree, which I thought was fun, but he fucking comes out of nowhere. He does great. People think he's going to be left for dead. He does awesome. They win division. Canales gets promoted or gets hired as head coach because of it. I just thought Baker was going to be like, that wasn't a fluke. That wasn't fucking Dave Canales. That was us. You know, a little bit of the Lions thing we're talking about. Like, we're a well-oiled machine. We can do this ourselves. But at the same time, it's still just kind of tough, like that turnover year after year after year. And I think that Liam Cohen thing kind of caught him off guard. We talked about Baker's reaction to it, you know, in the podcast or PMT. So I don't know. I have my concerns about the Bucs offense this year being as good as they were last year, but I'm not going to talk anybody off of it. I'm just not going to be putting any money on it. All right, Steak, let's talk about their schedule. They have a week 9 bye. It's front loaded. It's very difficult in the beginning. It gets easier throughout. First 4 games. On the road opener against Atlanta. Monday Night Football on the road against the Texans. Home against the Jets. Then home against the Eagles. What do you got?
2-2.
I think that's fair. I will tell you right now that week 3 home game against the Jets is exactly like that game they had last year against the Broncos. It was after they played the Lions and won, and then they had a divisional game on deck. That Jets game at home sandwiched after Monday Night Football short week is going to be really tough. But because of what just happened last year with the Bucs getting caught off guard and the Broncos beating the fuck out of them, I think that the Bucs will be fine there against the Jets.
Plus, they also have the Eagles number.
That's a very good point. Got the Eagles number, so keep an eye on the Eagles for revenge. All right, next 4. At Seattle, back at home to play the Niners, at Detroit on Monday Night Football. Tough. 2 Monday Night Football games on the road in the first 7 weeks. Then on the road to St. Louis. So at Seattle, Niners, at Detroit, at St. Louis, New Orleans.
Is St. Louis who you're calling New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I did that.
2-2 again.
All right. So you got 4-4 going into the bye week?
Yep.
This is how they come out of it. Home against the Patriots. Then this is tough. Back-to-back road games. At the Bills, week 11. Be a little chilly, maybe. Then you go from at the Bills to at the Rams in Sunday Night Football. Then home to play the Cardinals. Yeah. I'm just telling you right now, that secondary is going to be tired. Running around.
This is where I don't like it. I think they go 1-3 here. I think most people would say 2-2 again, but I'm going 1-3.
That Cardinals game is going to be really, really tough. You're going to be after back-to-back road games, after the Bills, after the Rams. You're going to be running around like crazy. Kyler Murray in that offense, week 13. Pencil that shit in. Greg's not with us, so I'm going to fucking map play it. Cardinals, highest scoring team, week 13. Book it. All right. So you have them right now 5-8?
5-7.
5-7. All right, last 5 games. This is where it gets a little easier. Home against the Saints. Thursday Night Football, short week, home against the Falcons. At Carolina, at Miami, home against the Panthers. Hopefully Miami's out of it and tanking, but you never know.
3-2.
Okay. So you have them 8-9.
I have them at 8-9. That's actually exactly where I think they're going to be.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was NFC South talk. So, Steak, just to recap, you are not buying the Panthers. You think that there's a case to be made for the Saints to be sneaky. You are all in on the Falcons, and you think that the Bucs will hit some regression.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Do you want to stay and talk a little baseball, or you got to go?
It sucks, but I shouldn't even get started because I have a hard stop in 11 minutes, so I'll probably just let you do it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. We'll talk later. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
See ya.
All right. By the way, I'm going on BK's podcast today. Tap in Birdie tonight, I should say, 8 p.m. There he is. Steak. Who do you like for St. Jude? Very funny. Very funny. I am going to on BK's show tonight. Make sure BK, he loves to promote his podcast. He doesn't really like to give you a link, so you never know where to find the podcast. BK, why don't you drop a link to your show right now in the chat? Why don't you do that or text it to me? I can promote it. Everybody come join us on Tap In Birdie tonight at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking St. Jude. All right. Anyways, let's go talk some baseball and see if I can give you another prediction like the fucking highest scoring game of the season. Just kidding. That's not happening. All right. Miami Marlins against the Houston Astros. Oh, I already know. I already know. I just get some soul in me sometimes when I see a spot I like. The fucking Marlins today. The fucking Marlins. Think is on Morikai. Yeah, he would. Link sent. Marlin system play. You already know. I don't see the link. Where's the fucking link? Link me, bro. Where's the link? Where's the link? BK. Am I frozen? Yeah, Marlins is a system play. I don't know if I'm frozen or not. The Astros just got swept, and the Marlins did some sweeping. I know what you're going to say. You're probably going to say, oh, no way the Marlins do it again. Yeah, they do it again. I don't even fucking know who's pitching. And guess what? I don't even care. I don't even care. Sandy is a minus 130 favorite. It has to be Nuke. Holy. No. No nukage for me. No nukage. No nukage. One measly unit on the Miami Marlins. Thank you very much. Sandy Alcantara. Marlins ever faced this Jason Alexander guy. Ooh. 25 plate appearances, batting 304 are the Houston Astros. There's some things I don't like. Personally, I don't like that the Marlins have never seen this guy before. I don't think being contrarian in this situation will play. Yeah. Well, the question is it even being contrarian? You know. Oh boy. Guys, this is a little nerve wracking. I literally sent it. Can you not see it? No. Where did you send it? Guys, I don't know if you can see this. This is on Pickett. The Houston Astros opened minus 110. They are now a dog. Uh-oh. Oh boy. The Marlins went dog to fave. Is it too sharp? I don't know. I'm going to still play it. Maybe the Whales know the system. You know, maybe the Whales know the system. Give me the Marlins. All right, let's get back to business. What else do we have today? We've got the Giants against the Pirates. I don't really know that I like anything in this game. It looks a little bit short. Justin Verlander going against Johan Oviedo, or maybe it's Oviedo. I think it's Oviedo. Anyways, I'd probably lean Giants here. What are the Giants up to? That's a good question. Let me see. MLB. The Giants are 3-7 in the last 10. The Pirates are hot. Like, why not keep betting the Pirates? You know, be like runs in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Why not keep betting the Pirates? For some reason, I can't load the Pirates team page. Can anybody tell me what the Giants team page? Can anybody tell me what the Giants just did? Did the Giants just get swept? Oh, they did. You're right. My bad. Thank you. Much better take there. Instead of fucking not seeing Tyler Shue throw a football. Moron. Yeah, I'm out. Out. Okay. See what else we got. Let's see what else we got. We have the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers are minus 180 with Casey Mize on the bump. I don't know who's pitching for the Minnesota Twins. They haven't announced anybody yet. Their season's probably over. This feels like the under in Philly last night was such a great play. There were so many high scoring games. You're like, isn't a game just due to be really low scoring? It was indeed. I can't load. Tigers traveling after Sunday Night Baseball. All right, I'm out. Out. Okay. I don't know why my covers page isn't loading, so that's what I usually go to see what the teams have been up to. The Tigers are minus 180 on Hard Rock. I'll probably stay off that game. The Orioles, Phillies minus 200 looks a little short. I just have to be honest with you. Cade Povich going. Jesus Luzardo isn't he been really good? Luzardo, 13 plate appearances. All right, so neither team is really that familiar with one another. Maybe a Nerfy. Yep, haven't been on MLB in a while. I'll tell QE, let's go. Oh, Blue Jays, Red Sox, moneyline parlay. Good luck. That sounds fun. I'm good on it. I haven't really been doing parlays. I'm going to stay away from for a little bit. Yeah, BK, you are just completely inept when it comes to sharing your link for your stream. I don't see a link anywhere. The Mets are minus 185 against the Guardians. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm going to lay minus 185 Shamanea. No. Probably, you think the value there is with Cleveland, wouldn't you? Oh, my lower back is killing me. Wouldn't you think the value there is with Cleveland? This is the Nerfy of the night. I think the Nerfy is in Philly, guys. Cade Povich. I think it is. 2 lefties going. Yep. I think it is. Over. Yeah. Okay. All right. Boston is -1. Ooh, gate wait timeout error. There might be too much traffic or a configuration. I don't know what's going on. Is my internet down, or maybe it's just that? Maybe it's covers. All right. Well, I can't use covers. Royals and Red Sox. The Red Sox are -150. I kind of like the Royals here. Bello against Falter. Red Sox are hot. I don't want to fade hot teams. But I do have to say, I liked how the Royals snuck that game against let me just go to fucking ESPN. Yeah. I like how the Royals snuck one. I do. I took the Royals in that game 1 of that Blue Jays series. I went 1-3 on my sides, but I did take them. Let me see here. All right, here we go. Orioles and Phillies. There we go. Yeah, I like the Nerfy in that game. Maybe I'll play it for half a fucking sprinkle. All right. Let's see. Royals are 56 and 56. They're 500, and they are winners of 4 of their last 6. Yeah, they're playing really well. Yep. I'm in. I'm absolutely in. Give me the Royals today at a plus price. Fuck it. Give me Bailey Falter. Who wants Bailey Falter today? I don't think anybody does. Give me Bailey Falter. Reds and Cubs. I am not going to be fading the Cubs. Cubs are -145. Soroka debut against Lodolo. I'm good. I'm good. Yankees and Rangers. Yeah, got to be the Rangers today, right? Fried going against Corbin. Sure. Give me the Rangers. System play. I can't tell you I love it, but I'll be doing it. You need to get back a back support pillow? Yeah, you're right. I really do. I'm like hunched over for 2 hours a day every fucking weekday. Not to mention all the other sitting and walking I do. Poor posture. Blue Jays on the road, -200 Colorado. Eric Lauer's great. Sure. Latterus K's. I defer to Snowman on that one. Padres and the Diamondbacks. What do we got here? Fat going against Sears. San Diego's -125. That's a short line, isn't it? Sears debut. That looks a little short. Padres have been good. I saw POD Pete. POD Pete, I think his baseball content is great. I think he crushed it for the trade deadline and everything. But give me a fucking break with the Padres to win the World Series again. Cardinals and Dodgers. Sonny Gray. St. Louis +155. I mean, Glass now. Little shot on the Cardinals tonight. I think I'm going to take the Cardinals, the Rangers, the Royals, Phillies, Nerfy, and the Marlins. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then the Rays are opening up, I think, a 9-game West Coast road trip, maybe even more than that, against the Angels and Kikuchi tonight. They can't hit Kikuchi. They're going to get fucking killed. Adrian Hauser debut. That'll probably be an under game for me. I think I like the under in that game. What's the total? I think I like the under in the Rays-Angels game. 8.5. I think I like that. Maybe I got 5 plays and I'll keep the Nerfy off to the side. You know what I mean? Let's go with the Cardinals. Oh, the Brewers and the Braves. I got nothing in that one. Brewers are -140. I ain't fading the Brewers. I ain't betting on the Braves. Get fucked. All right, guys. Oh, LA under. Yeah, or oh la la. Oh la la. All right. Who needs a raid? That's a real question. Who needs a motherfucking raid? Anybody open? Pizza Princess? Who else? Where do you go when you want to look at channels to be rated? Isn't there a thing that does that for you? Is there like a raid options or something? Let's go to sports category. TNA wrestling, football, fantasy. No. Man, there's no other fucking sports streams on Twitch. I guess that makes sense. Twitch is more for like gaming and shit, you know? It's 11:59. I don't know where owner's box is. All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. Have a great day. Good luck on all your wagers. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll check you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right. Don't forget BK's podcast night. Tap in Birdie, 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.